Lourdes is a French town with a population of only around 15,000. Then what makes it so important? Why do 6 million pilgrims flock to Lourdes every year? To find out the answer, please stick around. Hi, I'm Father Kenny. Welcome to Katolisitas. Today, Lourdes has 3 basilicas to serve pilgrims. The Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, consecrated in 1876, the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary, consecrated in 1901, and the Basilica of St. Pius X, consecrated in 1958. There have been 7,000 cases of unexplained cures, 70 of which are recognized as miraculous. Today, Lourdes takes in around 6 million visitors per year. With about 270 hotels, Lourdes is second only to Paris in the number of hotels per square kilometer in France. What makes this small town so significant? Lourdes is important because of what happened at the grotto of Massabielle between February 11 and July 16, 1858. Mary appeared there 18 times to 14-year-old Bernadette Soubirous, an illiterate and poor peasant. On February 11, Bernadette was gathering firewood along the bank of the river Gave, when Mary appeared to her as a beautiful young girl of around 17 years old. Bernadette described Mary as dressed in a white robe, girded at the waist with a blue ribbon. She wore upon her head a white veil, which gave just a glimpse of hair. Her feet were bare but covered by the last folds of her robe, and a yellow rose was upon each of them. She held on her right arm a rosary of white beads with a chain of gold, shining like the 2 roses on her feet. To understand Mary's apparitions in Lourdes, we have to place them within their historical context. The French Revolution from 1789 to 1799 rejected Christendom and established a constitutional church. Catholic priests were invited to pledge allegiance to the state. Those who didn't were persecuted alongside Catholics in general. Following the French Revolution, a series of apparitions of Our Lady took place in France. Mary appeared to Saint Catherine Labouré in Paris in 1830, after which she became known as Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal. Mary appeared in La Salette in 1846 and in Lourdes in 1858. Now, you may ask, why France? Russian theology teaches that when the world would fight against the Savior, he would send his mother to save us. This might be an explanation of why Our Lady repeatedly came to France in the wake of the French Revolution. When people rejected Christ, God sent his mother. We can summarize the message of Lourdes in 3 words: prayer, penance, and conversion. In her 8th apparition, Mary says, penance, penance, penance. Pray to God for sinners. Kiss the ground as an act of penance for sinners. Penance means conversion. Conversion is turning toward God and toward our brothers and sisters. In her 16th apparition, she says in a dialect known to Bernadette, "I am the Immaculate Conception. These words troubled the parish priest, Father Peyramal. Why? Because 4 years earlier, in 1854, Pope Pius IX declared the Immaculate Conception a dogma. Since news didn't travel fast back then, the dogma of the Immaculate Conception was known mainly to theologians and ecclesiastics. Bernadette couldn't have made it up. She knew it as Mary's name because somebody must have told her. In this case, that somebody was Our Lady herself. There are 5 signs that make Lourdes unique. The first is the rock. The apparitions of Lourdes took place in a grotto. In Bernadette's time, the grotto was a dirty, hidden, and cold place. Pigs took shelter there. This darkness and filth contrasted with Our Lady's white dress, which signified her purity. Yet this also tells us that God comes to meet us where we are, in our messy, ordinary circumstances. As we pass inside the grotto where Our Lady appeared, we notice that the rock is smooth, polished by the loving caress of billions of pilgrims. I invite you to touch the rock as well. If you wish, you can kiss it too, as many pilgrims do. By doing so, we show our love to God, who protects us, and to Mary, who intercedes for us. The rock has a strong biblical resonance. It is a metaphor for God. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God, my rock, in whom I take refuge. Like a grotto, God shelters us. The second sign of Lourdes is the light. From the 4th apparition onwards, on arriving at the grotto, Bernadette would light a candle and hold it in her left hand for as long as Our Lady was visible to her. That's why every pilgrim in Lourdes carries a candle in the procession. Near the grotto, over 700 tons of candles burn each year for you and for those who cannot come. Light represents Christ. Light also represents hope. The third sign of Lourdes is the water. Go and drink at the spring and wash yourself there, says Our Lady to Bernadette in the 9th apparition. The water coming from the spring of Lourdes is not holy water. It is ordinary water. It is a symbol of 2 realities, faith and baptism. Some people got cured after drinking or applying the water, not because it has special properties. They got cured because they had faith. The 4th sign is the crowd. For over 160 years, crowds have come to Lourdes from all corners. After the official recognition of the apparitions by the Church in 1862, the first local pilgrimages were organized. The reputation of Lourdes assumed an international dimension at the beginning of the 20th century. The 5th sign of Lourdes is the sick. Mary is the mother of hope and the refuge of sinners. She is also the health of the sick and the comfort of the afflicted. Over 18,000 sick and disabled people from many countries come to Lourdes each year. The first cures of Lourdes occurred during the apparitions. The presence of the sick moved people to offer their help spontaneously. These volunteers became known as the Hospitaliers. Pope Benedict XVI calls Lourdes the land of light, a place of communion, hope, and conversion. There's so much we can learn from Lourdes and in Lourdes. I've been there multiple times, but I always long to return. If you haven't been to Lourdes, I hope to show you around someday. And by the way, do you know that you can gain a plenary indulgence at Lourdes? For more about this, check out my video on indulgence. Link in the description. Thanks for watching. God bless.